Tonight on The Future of Everything, we've got 3i Atlas updates and maybe even our best shot yet to clearly see the third interstellar object ever detected passing through our solar system.
The call came in at 3 in the morning. An automated alert from a remote observatory flagged something that shouldn't exist. The interstellar comet 3i Atlas had just doubled in brightness and size. A quiet panic began to ripple through NASA as real-time data confirmed the anomaly. But what they first thought was an incredible cometary outburst was actually the object's last gasp.
Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb has suggested the 3i Atlas is actually some type of alien technology.
It was being violently torn apart by something our most powerful telescopes couldn't see. The most shocking part is what this reveals about our own vulnerability, forcing us to ask a terrifying question. Are we next on the list? The shattered visitor. The initial data was confusing, almost unbelievable. It began not with a bang, but with a sudden, inexplicable brightening. 3i Atlas, a faint speck of light traveling from a distant, unknown star, was suddenly glowing with twice its previous intensity. To the casual observer, it looked like it had magically swollen in size. But for the scientists at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, this was the first sign that something was terribly wrong. Telemetry registered a massive, instantaneous energy spike, not unlike a cosmic blast, followed by a rapid deceleration that could only be described as violent. Within moments, the comet's tail, a brilliant green and blue expanse stretching for hundreds of thousands of miles, fragmented into a chaotic dust cloud, scattering across the void. This wasn't a gradual breakup due to solar winds or the gentle tidal forces of a giant planet. This was an abrupt, destructive intervention. You see, comets are like dirty snowballs. As they get closer to the sun, the ice turns to gas, creating the beautiful coma and tail we see. Sometimes they break apart, but it's a messy, slow process. This was different. This was clean. It was instant. The signals from probes that were remotely observing 3i Atlas, meant to gather crucial information about its composition and origin, went dark. One moment they were sending back pristine data on a unique interstellar object. The next, there was utter chaos. The most shocking fact is what happened defied every known natural astronomical phenomenon. For decades, astronomers have cataloged countless objects in our solar system, from rocky asteroids the size of mountains to icy comets. We understand their physics, their orbits, and their behaviors. But the ambush of 3i Atlas presented something entirely new. It was as if an unseen hand had reached out and crushed a fragile moth mid-flight. The scale of the energy released was immense, estimated to be equivalent to thousands of megatons of TNT. To put that in perspective, that's more energy than all the nuclear weapons on Earth combined, released in a fraction of a second. Yet, no precursor events, no known stellar flares, no rogue black holes. Nothing in our predictive models could account for it. The data showed distinct impact signatures, but from what? The void of space is vast, spanning distances so large they are measured in the time it takes light to travel. This makes such an encounter statistically improbable, to put it mildly. 3i Atlas, traveling at a blistering speed of roughly 100,000 miles per hour, had been an isolated traveler. The likelihood of a random collision with an object large enough to cause such damage, especially one that left no prior trace, was astronomically low. We're talking odds of 1 in a billion, maybe even less. What many overlooked in the initial confusion was the sheer size of the target. 3i Atlas, though a comet, was no small pebble. Initial estimates suggested it measured about half a mile across, a substantial chunk of primordial ice and rock weighing millions of tons. For something of that mass to be violently disrupted, it required an impactor of considerable size and velocity, or an energy source beyond our current understanding. The suddenness of the event left no time for warnings, no opportunity for the comet to deflect or evade. It was a cosmic sneak attack, a brutal display of force in the silent theater of the cosmos. The images, once they could be processed through the scattered debris, showed a comet not merely broken, but torn apart. Its once solid nucleus was now a collection of larger fragments spiraling outwards, surrounded by billions of tiny icy shards reflecting the distant sunlight. It looked like a cosmic firework, yet without the telltale radiation signatures of an internal detonation. This event was not a gentle brush with space dust. It was a devastating assault. The mystery deepened with every new piece of data. The universe is full of surprises, but this one felt different. It felt deliberate, almost targeted. The rapid disintegration pointed to an external force, a sudden, powerful blow. The question wasn't if something hit it, but what and how. But the truly terrifying part was just beginning to sink in. When physics fails. The perplexing nature of the 3I Atlas incident sent scientists down a rabbit hole of impossible physics. You see, we have become very good at watching the sky. Our orbital telescopes and ground-based radar systems are incredibly sensitive. We can track objects as small as a softball in Earth orbit, and much larger ones farther out. For an object to cause such immense damage and vanish without a trace, it implies a technology far beyond our grasp, or a natural phenomenon so rare and exotic it defies our current understanding. Scientists immediately started a process of elimination. First, they looked for a conventional impactor. Did a rogue asteroid hit it? The answer was a clear no. An object big enough to shatter 3I Atlas would have been easily detectable for weeks, if not months, before the collision. The space around the comet was empty. The thing nobody tells you is that even our most powerful space telescopes, like the Hubble and the newly launched James Webb Space Telescope, designed to peer back to the dawn of time, saw nothing approaching 3I Atlas in the moments before it was destroyed. It was simply there. Then, it was gone. This forced researchers to confront a chilling detail: the absence of a detectable impactor. This wasn't just strange, it was a direct contradiction of the laws of physics as we know them. An impact powerful enough to obliterate a half-mile-wide comet should have left a massive trail of evidence. At the very least, fragments of the impactor itself should have been scattered among the comet's debris, each with a unique chemical signature. But there was nothing. The debris was 100% from 3I Atlas. It's as if it was struck by a ghost. This event immediately drew comparisons to Oumuamua, the first interstellar object ever detected passing through our solar system in 2017. Oumuamua was a strange, cigar-shaped object that baffled astronomers because it accelerated away from the sun without any visible cometary tail, leading to wild but exciting speculation. While Oumuamua's behavior was eventually explained by natural phenomena involving outgassing of unseen hydrogen ice, 3I Atlas was different. It was a textbook comet, behaving exactly as expected, until it wasn't. The mystery of 3I Atlas wasn't in its behavior, but in its violent, inexplicable end. Many people are crazy about theories involving alien spacecraft. And while scientific minds naturally lean towards natural explanations, the extraordinary circumstances surrounding 3I Atlas push the boundaries of conventional thinking. The precise, focused nature of the energy release, observed in the fragmented debris field, suggests something more directed than a random cosmic bullet. It wasn't a diffuse cloud of particles that hit it. The data pointed to a concentrated, powerful event. The lack of any residual gravitational effects or electromagnetic signatures further compounds the mystery. It's as if whatever struck it, and then simply ceased to exist, leaving only destruction in its wake. This event forced a profound question. What if the universe isn't as empty or as predictable as we assume? This wasn't happening in a distant galaxy. It was in our own cosmic backyard. A silent, invisible force was now a terrifying possibility, blind to the danger. The NASA emergency meeting was less a gathering of minds and more a collision of controlled panic and desperate strategy. Director Thorne, a woman whose calm demeanor was usually legendary, paced the secure conference room, her voice strained. The data screens flashed red with warnings, not of a direct threat to Earth, but of an unprecedented event that had stripped away any illusion of cosmic security. "We are not prepared," she reiterated, the words hanging heavy in the air. The core problem, you see, wasn't just the destruction of 3I Atlas, but the utterly baffling nature of its demise. How can you prepare for an enemy you can't even see or understand? The room was filled with the brightest minds in astrophysics, planetary defense, and theoretical physics. Their usual debates, filled with academic rigor, were replaced by a tense, somber silence. Proposals were floated and dismissed with grim practicality. Deploying a new probe to the 3I Atlas debris field, now hundreds of millions of miles away, would take months, maybe years, even with our fastest rockets. By then, the debris would be too dispersed, the trail too cold. What about retrospective analysis? Poring over old telescope data, looking for any fleeting anomaly. It was like looking for a single grain of sand on every beach on Earth, but it was a necessary step. The suddenness of the event highlighted a critical vulnerability: our blind spots. For all our advanced telescopes, they are designed to look for known signatures: light, radiation, gravitational lensing, thermal emissions. Whatever ambushed 3I Atlas left none of those. It was a ghost in the cosmic machine. What many overlooked is that our entire planetary defense strategy assumes we can detect and track threats. We have the DART mission, which successfully demonstrated we could change an asteroid's orbit by crashing a spacecraft into it. It was a monumental achievement. But DART worked because we knew exactly where the asteroid was and where it was going. We could see it. The most shocking fact is that humanity's total investment in planetary defense is geared towards preventing known dangers. How do you deflect something you can't detect? This incident exposes a terrifying paradigm shift. We've always seen space as a largely empty, predictable expanse governed by understandable laws. The ambush of 3I Atlas suggests a more unpredictable, potentially hostile reality. To put it mildly, the meeting wasn't about finding solutions. It was about acknowledging a profound and unsettling new problem. The scientists and engineers, usually so confident in their models, now faced a void of information. The phrase, "we are not prepared," wasn't a lament. It was a stark, urgent call for a complete reevaluation of our place in the cosmos. It raised the terrifying possibility that Earth could be vulnerable to similar unseen forces without any warning. The silence that followed was broken by a single, terrifying thought. Was the destruction of 3I Atlas a random event, or was it a message? The universe suddenly seemed much, much darker. Are we next? As the dust settles, both literally and figuratively, we are left staring into a new, more mysterious cosmos. The thing is, when events like this happen, people watching are looking for answers, for something to make sense of the chaos. Was this all just a cosmic coincidence? Or are we missing a key detail about the universe? We have to expand our thinking beyond conventional cosmic threats and entertain possibilities that were once the stuff of science fiction. Many people are crazy about stories of advanced alien civilizations, and it's tempting to jump to that conclusion. A targeted strike with an energy weapon that leaves no trace? It fits the narrative, but the scientific community is meticulously exploring every possible natural explanation, no matter how remote. Could it be a dark matter event? We know that about 85% of the matter in the universe is dark matter, an invisible substance we can only detect through its gravitational effects. Could a dense clump of it have passed through the comet, tearing it apart from the inside? It's a long shot, but it's on the table. Another theory involves micro-black holes, tiny but incredibly dense objects theorized to have been formed during the Big Bang. If one of these passed through 3I Atlas, it could have caused the observed destruction and continued on its way, completely undetected. You see, the universe holds many secrets, and our understanding is still in its infancy. What makes this so difficult is that every natural theory currently fails to fully explain the combined suddenness, energy, and lack of residual evidence. What many overlooked is that our experience is solely based on our own stellar backyard. The vastness between stars, a region billions of miles across, is truly uncharted territory. The implications for our future in space are profound. If objects traveling through interstellar space can be ambushed without warning, how safe are future deep space missions? The most shocking fact is that this event serves as a stark reminder of our technological limitations. We are magnificent in our ability to peer across billions of light years with the James Webb Telescope, yet a half-mile-wide comet was utterly destroyed within our own cosmic neighborhood by something we couldn't detect before, during, or after. To put it mildly, Our entire planetary defense system is built to track incoming objects that we can see. But this ambush was silent and invisible. We are essentially blind to anything that doesn't play by the rules we understand. We are like guards watching a single door while an unseen enemy can walk right through the walls. The story of 3I Atlas is no longer just about a shattered comet. It's a cosmic wake-up call, a warning that the universe is far stranger and potentially more dangerous than we ever imagined. The destruction of 3I Atlas proves we know so little. Was this a one-time cosmic freak event, or the first sign we aren't alone? Let us know your theory below. Like and subscribe for more cosmic mysteries.